Sigil Confidential, D&D Noir, sort of, in the City of Doors.
Good evening, everyone.
Thank you, Shun. We always appreciate you. How is everybody? Sorry, I'm running a little late, but I'm here. We are here. I know you guys come to watch the players way more than me.
We are doing fine.
Good. I'm glad to hear it.
Hanging in there.
Well, before we get too crazy, Prim, would you like the floor?
Yes, indeed. Last time on Sigil Confidential, the crew made their way back to headquarters, and just as Scratch told them, it was empty of Pohan and Watts. Jimmy went to the basement door to talk to Zill, but before he could knock, the door grabbed his hand. After Jimmy persuaded the door to get his hand free, she started hounding Jimmy for information on Zill's location, insisting he was at fault for Zill going missing. The voice belonged to none other than Zill's mysterious girlfriend. Deeply despondent, she made Jimmy promise to find Zill for her. Or else. Threats aside, after Jimmy agreed, she offered for him and two companions of his choosing to head down to the basement and ask her any 3 questions. He took Draken and the ghost down to inquire with the heart of the house, a giant floating crystal that has a certain degree of omniscience. They learned that Scratch was unmanned, an exile trying to find his way back home. Of what business Scratch had with the angler, she couldn't say. The angler was an ever-present mystery even within her reach, but she did know that he held a key that unlocks a treasure that all seek. When Draken asked how they could get home, she described a journey through arcane space to reach Cairn, but once they arrive at the Crystal Spear, they would have to find their own way. After they were done, they discussed the information they learned and all went to handle some business before going to talk to Tavarius to get some dirt on Scratch and the Split Tail. Ratt put the final touches on the bespoke outfit he was making for Istu, and the two of them plus Ristur left to buy supplies to make cannons for the house. Draken and the ghost went upstairs to privately discuss their concerns with Blackjammer's Cutlass and Istu, and Jimmy went to change clothes, in case some of the hallucinogens the Afridi used were still on them. After a moment, Jimmy decided to test out the Kion's Eye lantern his wish had made. When he went to use it, Jimmy disappeared. Draken and the ghost burst into Jimmy's office sensing something was wrong and found residual black wisps of energy where Jimmy had been standing. The two recognized it immediately with a deep feeling of dread. Negative energy. The ghost began setting up a circle for a seance, and Draken went downstairs to see if the house knew anything about Jimmy's whereabouts. He was met with silence. After a last-ditch effort to teleport himself wherever Jimmy was with his infamous wand of invisibility, but surrounding himself with fairy fire instead, the ghost asked him if he'd like to join her in the seance. Jimmy found himself in a shadowy place, one where he felt like the gloom was slowly snuffing out his already weakened spark of life. The spirits of little children were in the distance, laughing and playing, until they noticed Jimmy. They began to crowd around him with cries of fear and pain escaping from their lips, along with pleas for help in a language that Jimmy had not heard in a long time. That language being Shanakesian. The children reached for him hungrily, and he managed to slip their grasp and bolt away. Meanwhile, the ghost began her seance with the intention of getting a read on the energy signature of the residual magic to try and guess where Jimmy was, fearing the worst. She confirmed that her guess of negative energy was correct, but it had a malignant taint about it that made her recoil. On top of this, she got the sense that something was watching her. As she danced around the fringes of the energy to try and find out more about where Jimmy could have gone, a familiar pair of purple eyes stared back at her. She cut the contact short and forcefully closed her circle, being hit with an overwhelming feeling of fear. As she came to, she looked at the scrawl from her automatic writing planchette from just before the seance ended, and one word was repeated over and over again on the page: cairn. Back on his homeworld, Jimmy bolted straight towards a coalescing mass of shadows, gargantuan in its size. Jimmy took a hard left, not wanting to stick around. He heard several thwips behind him, as something, or things, was chasing him. As he ran, the light of Kion's eye began to cut through the gloom. Jimmy held it aloft and tried desperately to activate it. He felt himself teleported and, after a moment of weightlessness, landed with a thud back in his office once more. As Jimmy, Draken, and the ghost now sit on the floor, our crew has had their convictions shaken to the very core. Can they muster up the will to go on knowing that the world they've been raring to return to might be beyond saving? How will this influence their dealings with Scratch? Find out right now as we answer these questions and more on Sigil Confidential. Hell to pay.
Dun dun dun. Very nice. As always.
Yes. I am once again troubled by the combination of push to talk and having to clap at the same time.
Let's go.
I will say, more for
Jimmy's known for many things. His caution is not one of them.
oh, yeah, of course.
Bit of a long recap there, but there was a lot that went on the last session that I thought was important to cover.
No, that was great. It always is. I've actually come to really enjoy the recaps. I will say it's episode 10 of Hell to Pay. Tonight we just hit double digits.
Hey, Church, we can't hear you, by the way.
Yeah, you're muted, bro.
Oh my god, I am.
Yes.
Yeah, I muted so I wouldn't be slurping my beer while you were giving that wonderful recap.
Yeah.
But it was a fantastic recap, and I was saying I've gotten to where I look forward to them. They're always enjoyable.
Thank you.
You're welcome. And it's episode 10 tonight, everybody, of Hell to Pay.
Wow.
Tonight, gambling on the devil you know. So, I also think we should point out that Istu got some new threads.
Yes.
Yes.
They are looking fabulous. So, Jimmy's back. Probably a little worse for wear, understandably.
Yeah, he's roughed up slightly, drained, covered in ichor.
But we are back. How would you like to deal with being back, everybody? I know, I think Ristur's player is sick tonight, so what we do with Ristur I will leave in you guys' hands. If we want to ghost him or send him off on an errand until the player gets back, or whatever you guys want to do, it's up to you. As long as it's nothing that gets him killed.
Of course, of course. No,
But,
we'll keep him around. He does so much damage.
Okay.
yeah. If it ever comes to that. But Jimmy, Draken, and the Ghost are still in Jimmy's office right now. The Ghost was embracing Jimmy, and she just let go of him. And they all should be sitting on the floor of his office right now.
Oh, yes. Right there where the minis are.
And the rest of us basically just got back from the market.
I think literally just walked in as Jimmy was coming back, if I remember correctly.
I think so, yeah.
I'm not even aware that anything happened. I'm just preoccupied in my mind going over plans and ideas for housing defenses.
Cannons.
Mm-hmm.
All right, and yeah, that was all three of you. It was Istu, Ratt, and Ristur. So
Yep.
There we go. So yeah, you guys upstairs will of course hear, especially Ristur, thumping around downstairs. He's not a quiet man unless he's actively trying to be.
Yeah, so Bryn is going to reach out, brush off Jimmy's shoulders, sort of smooth the fabric of his clothing, and then give him a prestidigitation to clean him up and ask, so where do we go from here, Jimmy?
Well, I'm not gonna lie to you. This does throw a bit of a damper on the long-term plans. But we just can't afford to worry about that right now. We are short a couple members of the crew and we gotta get them back. So we're just gonna sit this whole incident aside for a moment. And we're gonna go screw over some devils and steal whatever it is they want us to steal. Keep it, probably. Then we can worry a bit more about what's going on in Cairn.
Be careful with the powers that you're playing with, Jimmy.
Yeah, I'm not sure I'm gonna use that lantern again anytime soon.
I meant the devils.
Oh, okay. That's much less of a concern.
The lantern
They're a
did work.
crafty sort, Jimmy.
Depends on what you mean by work. It did something. It did get me back.
It did actually.
So.
It did do something pretty powerful if you think about
Oh
it.
yeah. Oh yeah. No. It is literally an irreplaceable artifact just for being able to do that. But also, it's not very helpful.
Depends. It has some secrets that you've yet to discover.
Yes. And at the moment, Jimmy is discouraged from discovering any more.
Discovered plenty. Thank you.
Yes, this was sufficient discovery.
You will notice downstairs, guys, that just came in.
Mm-hmm.
It is remarkably quiet.
Jimmy, how did you get teleported to Cairn anyways?
He's
It's always
still
kind of quiet.
clutching the lantern in the other hand. He just kind of holds it up and wiggles it back and forth.
The ghost narrows her eyes as she looks at the lantern, thinks for a moment, and then says, Jimmy, where did you say that you got that ring of wish again?
You watched me pull it out of my hat. I know. Silly joke. I literally did pull it out of the hat, though.
And
It
how
was
did
after
you...
that seance we did.
She looks concerned for a second and says, Jimmy, do you still have the ring?
Yeah. He
Can I see it?
takes off the gloves that he had put back on and pulls the thin ring off of his finger. It's right there.
She takes it and is going to look at it and say, it's not magical anymore now that the wish that was in it has been expended, but the outcome of a wish is dependent upon the powers that made objects like this. There should still be a residual amount of energy on the ring. See who made this exactly. Jimmy, you might want to have Ratt take a look at this.
Sure. Honestly, I couldn't even guess exactly what forces could have stored a wish for Stapleton.
I have my suspicions.
Uh-oh. That's always interesting.
Suspicions are fun.
Who are your suspicions? I'm curious. Or is that meta?
I mean, you're the one who dropped hints to me, but haven't, given me any meta knowledge.
No, I mean, I am actually curious, but if you don't want me to know so you can spring it on me, that's cool too. Like, that's always fun.
We'll leave it there. I'm not going to present my out of character guesses.
All right, that is fair. So, what's our downstairs crew doing as you're stomping around the main foyer, noticing that the house is a little quiet?
It's always kind of a little quiet, and they've given me no reason to go up and check on them. They're reasonable adults, and I have to believe that the upstairs of this building is safe and secure. And Jimmy was going to do something on his way out, so he probably went and did that while we were out.
I will say it's very sweet that you think the upstairs is secure.
I can give you 2 occasions where we nearly died right here.
Okay, well, I've never been upstairs because I've never been invited or shown.
Have you never
more
been
than-
upstairs?
I have not. No, I've never been invited upstairs or like off of this floor.
I don't think it's off limits or anything.
No, we go up and down all the time. I just think we've barely been in the office since we met Ratt.
That is true. You guys
That's
have-
true.
I've just only ever been in the kitchen using it as like my workshop
Poor Rat.
because
Also, I don't
preoccupied.
know if reasonable adult really are words to describe Drake.
Yeah.
Well, okay, fine. You're all children in comparison to Rat, but he's giving you your autonomy.
This is fair. But actually, how old is Draken?
Young.
20, I think his age was.
Yeah, he's a kid.
A very young adult.
Yeah,
I've double checked.
a
It's
youngin'.
somewhere between 19 and 21. I'm not sure off the top of my head exactly. I am checking that, but yeah, Draken is young.
Remarkable.
That's fair.
Bryn's 38, but has a very ancient mother.
Jimmy, I honestly forget. I think he's probably
He's 40.
he's probably 40 by now. We've been here a while. I'm not sure exactly how many months or years have passed of actual played campaign time.
You have been going for a while.
See, Rat's in his gnome late 30s, early 40s, so he's like 180 in human years.
That was a point. Draken has probably also gained a few years. He was young when he started, so I don't know, mid-20s at this point.
It's also fair, really.
Let's see. It was a year since like the events in Cairn. Yeah, it was a year since the events of Cairn, like when we started Sigil Confidential, so a year had passed. And then since we started Sigil Confidential, roughly about 5 months of in-game time has passed. It's like the end of the month of tithing right now.
Well, I found Draken's age.
There you go.
28.
28.
He's a youngin'.
Yeah, he's older than I thought. But he has poor impulse control.
Well,
Yes.
we all knew that, though, to be fair.
He's young at heart.
Yeah.
All right. But Jimmy's shaking himself off. He says, all right, let's get the hell out of this room. So this lantern that Ratt made, that we wished into Kion's eye, essentially. Is it a shuttered lantern? Could I shutter it?
Yeah, it's a hooded lantern.
All right, I make sure that's all the way down.
that's,
Clamp that down on there.
that's entirely fair. So yeah, you close the lantern. It's no problem. You feel like it's secure.
Steps a little shaky, but make my way downstairs.
All right. Downstairs you go. Everyone following suit that's upstairs, I assume?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep, following the troop.
Okay, so
I'll poke my head in the kitchen.
I'm tinkering
Hey, Ratt,
away.
what's cooking?
Huh? Huh? Oh. Huh? Oh. I'm just. What? I'm working on some plans. I got an idea for a man-portable ballista system.
Sounds helpful. Sounds helpful. That what we're gonna mount?
That's we're gonna mount these to the house.
Perfect.
It'll be something the house will be able to pull a trigger and launch a spear.
That works. That works. We'll have to get some blessed spears or something.
I know a guy.
I bet you do. Walk back through to here. Don't think Jimmy's seen Istu in the new clothes. Is that accurate?
No, I don't think anybody has, except Ratt and Ristur and half the town.
Istu stands at a jaunty angle.
Hmm.
Notice anything different?
Those look very expensive.
Yes. Obviously, I have Ratts to thank for these. Don't I look amazing? I look amazing. Amazing. I've never looked better. I've never looked better. Let's go.
Yeah, no, it's true. It's true. They're styling. I gotta ask, how many people tried to pick your pocket on the way to the shops and back?
At least 5.
That's a high mark.
Ghost gives a small nod of approval.
Very good. Alright. Jimmy leans up against the receptionist desk. Okay. This two dances back and forth in place. Well, no time like the present. Best swing by, see if we can get a hold of Tavarius before we hit the casino.
I've got business of my own, Jimmy. I will meet you at the Split Tail later.
Jimmy
Well-
winks at her, says, I thought I would be an associate.
You are correct. It will be an associate pardon.
Big smile.
Bryn just so no one else but Jimmy can see, holds up a small copper between her fingers.
Of course, of course. Yeah.
I love how we all would just look instantly, simultaneously, just look away when she has a clue to give to Jimmy. We're all just like, yeah, whatever, sure.
Yeah, nothing important could be happening over there.
Yeah,
It's a sleight of hand trick, you know?
yeah, we never have to roll for it. It's just, it just
I-
happens.
I think rolling against her sleight of hand is going to be a big ask for everybody here but Jimmy.
Might as well not even try.
I'm not even
Easy.
in the room.
I
Yeah.
don't know. Let's see.
Is it a big...
I mean, her sleight of hand is only a 9.
That's pretty good. I mean, Jimmy's performance is a 10. So.
Yes.
among the other bonuses he gets.
Oh my god. Plus
Reliable
13 to
talent.
some other something or other. Like,
Yeah.
Bruh.
Listen,
It just
there's a
won't fail.
reason I never put levels into anything but rogue. You really don't need to in this version of the game.
No. Rogues are great. For
Rogues
that
are so
reason.
good. I had disadvantage on. That was supposed to be a 29. I don't even remember why I had disadvantage on. Probably trying to jump from standing over a crowd of, like, ephemerals.
sounds about right.
Yeah, so Bryn will turn, look over her shoulder, give Jimmy a wink, and then walk through the wall.
Poof.
Okay.
Poof.
No, literally walk through the wall, not even a poof.
Not even a poof. Jimmy watches her go and he waits for a moment or two and he says, I fucking knew it. I knew she could do that. He looks over at Draken. I knew she could do that.
Istu walks along and touches the wall. Huh. Alright.
It is pretty awesome. Not gonna lie. It is a great way to make an entrance or exit. I might have to do that sometime too. I just walk through a wall. Not doing that right now. Sometime I might do that too.
I've
Jot
seen you
down a
do it,
note.
but you blew up the wall first.
I mean, it's still walking through the wall.
Scribble, scribble, scribble.
I mean, yes, typically when I do it, I blow up the wall, possibly the ceiling, and perhaps whole building. Not nearly as subtle.
No, that it's not. That it's not.
But I have other
That's-
tricks
That's
now.
how I
too.
walk through a wall too. But
Everybody's got their specialties.
mm,
All right, let's grab Ratt. Hey, Ratt,
give me a, what
you want to meet an imp?
kind of mission are we on?
Fact finding this time around.
Interesting. All right, give me a minute. I would like to swap the loadout on my hand cannon.
Fair.
Also, Jimmy,
Yeah.
just in case it goes bad, remember that thing I did to get us away from Scratch by the fountain?
Yeah.
Where I brought us to the portal?
Yeah.
I learned how to do that now. So, if things go badly, get close.
Aye. God damn.
We can do
Alright,
that
Did
now.
not think we would be able to pull that trick another time.
Draken's always got tricks.
I've added charges of vortex warp to the sidearm.
Things getting beefy. So, Ratt, you take your time. You swap your load out and everything. No problem. You basically have an assistant he's kind of growing. You're growing on each other, you and Bob the fire builder. Bob
He
likes
likes
to
having a
be
purpose.
He likes to be useful, yeah. And he likes the fact that he gets to get out of the oven.
Someday I'm gonna build Bob an enclosure.
That'll be
The
interesting.
tiniest power armor you've ever seen.
So, if you guys are ready,
Yeah, then I'll pop back into the lobby and. All right, Jimmy.
all right. So you guys head out toward, well, Tavarius's estate now.
Yes.
Quite possibly the wealthiest imp in town.
And if you're the wealthiest imp in Sigil, you're probably the wealthiest imp that ever lived.
This is very likely. Hey, Granky. So, you guys make your way through the streets of Sigil. No waylaying or misadventures happen along the way. It's another day in paradise, as it were. No problems. You remember the way to Tavarius's estate, no issue as well either.
We were traumatized heavily enough.
Yeah,
It sticks.
it sticks. For Ratt's benefit, it is a fairly luxurious affair, especially for Sigil, where buildings are limited, at least on this level. You don't see a lot of new construction unless it's being built on top of something.
New construction and it's this luxurious?
It looks new. It may not be.
Not much in Sigil is new exactly.
Yeah. But it is a very grand facade. So there you are, standing at the stairs that lead up to the big, luxurious, elegant front doors. What would you like to do?
Did he have a knocker? Did he have a bell? Did he have a footman?
There is actually a brand new knocker on the door. It is a solid brass, sculpted into Varius's likeness.
Of course. Of course.
Of course.
Jimmy reaches out, says, I'm not sure he's exactly thought through the implications of making every guest hit him in the face to get in.
It does sound like Tavarius.
Yes. He rings the knocker a couple of times against the door. Nice sharp raps.
So yeah, you hear it. It sounds amplified, oddly enough. Kadoom, kadoom, like it's something magically amplifying this knocker. It kind of jolts you, especially that first one. You're like, oh, geez, what the?
I didn't hit it that hard.
The door is pulled ajar slightly. At first, you're kind of looking and you don't see anybody there, and then you look down and there's a Tavarius kind of peering around, looking up at you curiously, questioningly. What are you doing back here?
Oh, come on. That how you greet an old friend?
Friend, I paid you.
And then you locked me in the house and let us try and get murdered. After that, you're either an enemy or a friend.
It worked,
I
didn't
chose
it?
friend. It did. It did, friend, didn't it?
What do you want?
I just wanted to ask you a couple of questions while I was in the area.
Fuck me, Jimmy. You're a wanted man.
Very much so, yes.
And you're at my door.
I am, and you answered it yourself, which kind of surprised me.
Yeah, you know how hard it is to get good work after, what's happened?
I can imagine. Well, here, it's probably best if I was inside instead of on your stoop. I'm a lot less visible inside the walls.
Oh, God. Them boys down at the casino find out you've been at my door and cause me some trouble. I'm sending them right back your way.
Oh, don't worry. I'm going to see him.
Mm-hmm. So, with that...
Ha-ha.
He allows you into the foyer. Thank you, Brent. Ristur, with you guys? Or did you send
Yeah,
him?
we brought him.
Okay, let me bring him in then. Alright, so yes, once again, not much has changed. It's a grand foyer. Oh my god, Ristur, you're not that big.
Large boy.
Very big. Not much has changed. The place has been cleaned significantly. Beyond that, it's the same old same. The carpet is gorgeous. The wood paneling is immaculate. The lighting still gives off that kind of comfortable glow.
I can't see anything at all. Like, am I gone?
Oh, you know what? I bet I know why. Do you have dark vision?
Oh God.
Probably.
I think your race does. Well, it doesn't really matter here. Let's just do this. How's that? Can you see now?
Oh, yes. Now I can see. Sorry.
I also cannot see anything.
Let me fix that for you too. I forgot I had dynamic lighting on in this map.
I have a 60-foot dark vision.
Even easier.
And just to clarify, the Yuan Ti does indeed have dark vision.
I kind of thought so.
Yeah.
There we go.
Functionally, I think
60.
everything besides human comes with some kind of dark vision.
60 feet.
Yeah.
Changelings don't.
No.
Rip.
Yeah, go figure. So yeah, you guys should be able to see now. And like I said, I think that there is some lighting in the house that I'd put in there, isn't there? If I remember
Yes.
correctly. Okay. So
Yes.
yeah.
Things are visible to me.
Good. So yeah, he lets you in. He's standing on this grand, immaculately crafted carpeting. The house is gorgeous. It reminds you of when you were here last, but he's standing there with his arms crossed, kind of impatient.
Jimmy makes sure to pull the door closed behind everybody.
And here, I'll do this for the new people's sake. Ladies and gentlemen,
Tavarius.
meet Tavarius. He's a very small little man with a big attitude.
Alright, so once we're inside, Jimmy settles down to business and adopts a much less light tone. You know, he says, alright, listen, Tavarius. We're sorting things out with Scratch. We've managed to get back on acceptable terms with him. I swung by. I wanted a little bit more information about his outfit and the casino.
You worked things out with Scratch.
Jimmy shrugs and he says, "Well, I can be very persuasive.
Have
you know,
met
it's
Scratch?
we had a very cordial relationship from the get-go. He comes by, he kidnaps my people. He shows up with a hit squad. I kill the hit squad, and then we had a chat. And now we've kind of worked it out."
He killed the hit squad.
Jimmy just smiles really, really big. He says, "Well, you have seen me in action."
You know what else I've seen, Jimmy?
Oh, I love to hear that.
I've seen Scratch peel somebody backwards. You ever seen somebody get peeled backwards?
No, I knew a guy who could do that back in the day.
No. I mean, he starts on the inside and unpeels you.
Oh, no, that would be a new one on me.
Yeah, it's not something you want to see, but Scratch is good at it. So why are you here?
I told you. Even with good terms in the works, I like to go into battle armed. And since I'm not going to try and fight him with my hands, information is as good a weapon as any.
You can't win this one, Jimmy.
Jimmy just kind of rolls his eyes, says, "People tell me that so much. People tell me that so much, Tavarius. Listen. Scratch is nothing to worry about. Not least because he wants something more from me than just killing me."
What's he want?
Hell if I know. I was hoping you'd tell me a little bit about his business. Maybe I could work it out.
He runs a frickin' casino.
Oh, I can't be all he does.
No.
Then talk to me. Talk to me.
I am not flapping my trap about Scratch to you or anybody. Are you out of your mind?
You're gonna make me break out the persuasion there, Church.
I don't know if it'll work on this case. Persuasion's great, but it's not mind control. You can tell Tavarius is legitimately scared of Scratch when he talks about him.
Could he maybe be more scared of us?
We can be frightening, but not that frightening,
Are
sadly.
you sure?
No, all we can do is kill him.
I mean, I've got a plus 17 to intimidation.
Jimmy, this is a contact, basically. Tavarius is a contact. We don't frighten our contacts for no reason.
Okay.
We only do it for very good reasons. It's company policy.
He's a weird contact, too.
He is a weird contact, but here, let's see what I can roll. I can roll really high,
Go ahead. 25, very solid.
25. Here's my line. I say, Tavarius, listen, we're going on invitation to the casino. We had a conversation. We even managed to not try and kill each other. For the moment, you're at no risk for talking to me. You're just my friend. You're my pal. And when I need information, I go and talk to my pals first. And then when they provide information, I make sure they're well compensated in the due course of time.
You're going into the casino. All this talk about fighting.
Mm-hmm.
Look, one of my first projects when I got promoted, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I ain't talking about my day job, was they set me on this kid, right? This kid, he lived right outside of Flan, right? You know where Flan is?
There's a good chance Jimmy doesn't know
Probably
where Flan
not.
is.
It doesn't matter. Look, this kid, right off the bat, 7 years old, he's catching lizards out in his mom and dad's field out in the farm, right? You know what he's doing with them? He's coating them in honey and throwing them in a red ant pile. You ever seen what that looks like?
Jimmy thinks back. Not that specifically, but I don't
Probably
know.
picture it, yeah?
Yeah, I can. I knew plenty of kids like that back in the city.
Yeah, the kid grew up to be like a high priest to some evil god, sacrificing people and hurting children, all kinds of nasty stuff. Anyway, he's down where he's supposed to be these days, but that's neither here or there. You guys walking into the split tail and like you are with the attitude and the gusto that you're walking in with, you're that lizard in honey getting dropped in the ant pile. You get what I'm saying?
Jimmy laughs. So little faith, Tavarius.
I'm
So
all
little
about faith. I've seen gods. What are you talking about? Tavarius here? Tavarius knows some faith, right? My faith right now is that you are going to be ground under the heel of destruction if you go in there with the wrong attitude.
Jimmy holds his hands up. He says 2 important things that you're not considering. 1, my attitude is a tool that I deploy how I like. And the one that I show up there with is not the one that I show up to you with.
Well, I hope
We're
not.
buddies.
I'm still cleaning stains out my fucking carpet.
Yeah. We're buddies, and this is your home. Scratch and I, we're working things out, but we're not buddies. And that's not a home, that's a bear trap. You step lightly when you're in there.
Yeah.
The other one is, you've seen gods. I've killed gods.
Yeah, that's all.
You gotta trust.
Neither here nor there. He turns around and starts pacing.
If I may, also, you kind of stepped in it already when you hired us to kill Keon. Kind of put us in the spot at the beginning. So you kind of already attacked Scratch.
You don't I know it.
Yeah, I imagine he sent somebody round to have a word.
Oh, nah, yeah. Give me a, if you want, perception check.
I love making perception checks. Those are my favorite to do.
If you want.
I always want. At no point do I not want to make a perception check.
Anyone is welcome to if anyone else wants to. Although Jimmy's already pretty much pwned it.
I can't roll below that number.
I will as well, though. I'm not nearly as good.
Okay.
Whoops.
Sorry. So those are good. Jimmy is too. You'll notice that Tavarius, when he starts pacing, he's walking kind of stiff. He's got that kind of gait as though he's been maybe injured at some point.
Jimmy notes this and he says, "Yeah, I can see they did come by.
What
They
you
take a
talking about?
kneecap with them when they left?"
I don't know what you're talking about.
Course. You know, I know people that could probably patch you up a little bit if that sticks around.
Yeah, nothing happened, man. I'm fine.
All right. Well, I'll keep an eye out when we go.
How's my sword treating you?
Oh, he's a good old boy. Jimmy pats the scabbard. He's a good old boy. We've become fast friends, he and I.
Yeah?
Yeah. More than ample payment for the job, I feel.
Yeah, I hope so. I had a few people come by kind of pissed off that you got it.
Aren't you glad he's not your problem anymore?
No. Would have been nice to just give him to the people who came by looking for him and been done with it. But yeah, sure. Have fun.
Jimmy says, I've seen what happened to the first guy who came by looking for it. Holds up a lantern and kind of peeks open the shutter so that Tavarius can see.
Is that?
Yep. And Jimmy closes the shutter again.
What the hell's wrong with you people?
Listen, somebody tells you you've made an enemy and they're immortal. What are you gonna do about it? I did something.
No wonder Scratch has got it in for you.
He doesn't give half a shit about that guy.
Yeah, see, that might be where you're wrong.
Yeah. He wants something else more, at the very least.
I wouldn't know what that is.
That's alright. I ain't gonna push you for it. I ain't gonna get you in that much more trouble. One question. You help me with one question, and I'll get out of your hair.
What?
We have an invitation this time, but I'm led to understand there's a bit of a password. Get in the door at the Split Tail. You happen to know?
You think they let me in there?
I figured. You know, if anybody I know would have heard about it, it would have circulated a little bit more in the hellish circles than in the rest of them.
Yeah. Ain't a big fan of old Tavarius. You know?
Don't worry, Tavarius. I think a few of your problems might ease up a little sooner than you expect.
I'm glad you think so. Anyways, it's been real fun catching up. Next time, breed a food basket and get the fuck out my house, huh?
Yeah, we'll see if we can slip out without getting too much attention. And then Jimmy proceeds to do so.
All right. Anybody else doing anything? Not going or anything?
No, I'll just glance at a load-bearing wall on my way out.
The house is actually very structurally sound.
Yes, and riddled with secret passages.
Among other things.
Yeah.
And partially burned in a couple of places.
It survived at least one Draken-induced fire.
Those have been repaired. You'll be happy to know. At least I think you'll be happy to know. I don't know with Draken.
Not purposely trying to burn down his building at the moment.
Not entirely.
No, but I could. But not this time.
Not at the moment.
No. Again, Tavarius is a friend, even if he doesn't happen to agree to that.
Alright. So everyone is leaving Tavarius.
Yes, that would be the plan.
Alright. So yeah. You leave. Tavarius slams the door. The knocker kind of goes ka-doom. You can hear him. God damn it!
He brought that one on himself.
Hey, that's entirely fair. He really did. Alright. So. Here we go. Where do we go from here?
Well, what time of day is it? How much we got to work with here? Though I suppose it is a casino.
It's a casino.
Yeah,
Those
It's going to be more
casinos don't
active at
close.
night. Just to establish the mood, then what time of day is it?
It was about midday.
Okay. Yeah, I think we got to haul back across town to get to the Green Mill Tavern, right?
Yes.
So, may as well start in on the trek. As we leave, Jimmy's actually going to do a quick reconnaissance, look around, see if anybody's spotted us going in and out. Anybody out here that was out here when we went in?
Give a perception.
Yes.
Aside from the normal, like, watchers,
Mm-hmm.
you know, street urchins and weirdos, nothing stands out as remarkably abnormal.
Okay. That'll do for me. You know, I've just got to do the minor due diligence for visiting a contact.
All right.
Other than that, to the split tail.
To the split tail. All right. Let me see here. Okay. Let me answer this real quick.
Uh-huh.
Okay. So we're heading towards El Casino.
At last.
At last. All right.
So as we're walking,
Uh-huh.
can I ask Jimmy if I could see the lantern for a minute?
Jimmy looks at it, and looks at Ratt, and looks at it, and looks at Ratt. He says,
Possibly go wrong.
I can't really tell you no, but whatever you do, don't activate it.
I'm not activating it. I just want to touch it for a minute.
Yeah, here, hold on to that. Be real careful. I'm pretty sure if anybody else tries to use the thing and they're like properly alive, they won't be for much longer.
Well, I'm not gonna. I hope I don't use it. I'm just gonna hold it for a minute.
I'll take things I heard at the D&D table for 500, Alex.
Oh my god.
Just want to
Like I haven't.
I just want to hold the deck of many things for a minute. I'm not going to draw.
I just want to touch it for a minute.
I just want to touch it for
Yeah.
a minute and identify it.
Yeah,
So-
we've
so
heard
that-
that before.
We're fully aware of what this thing is. We're as fully aware as we can be.
Ooh, can you do something else when you have time too?
Yeah,
I
absolutely.
have this dagger. I am curious what the hell it does because I started stabbing people with it, and I probably know.
Yeah, I can do identify as a ritual. I think it's a ritual spell. I think I can do ritual casting even if I don't.
You can.
Okay.
So,
So yeah.
keeping in mind that this does cost you 100 gold pieces every time you cast it.
No, it doesn't. It doesn't consume the pearl.
Does it not?
Nope.
Is it?
I always figured it would consume all the components that you use every time you cast a spell.
Yeah, I thought they were consumable if they had a gold cost associated.
No, it
No,
has
no,
to be
it-
specified in the spell. Things that have a gold cost, like, are materials that are absolutely required, meaning you can't use a spellcasting focus, like, say, Bryn's Crystal Ball, but you can reuse it over and over again, such as Bryn's Tiny Silver Cage is one such component. It only goes away if it specifies that the spell consumes it.
Yeah,
Like Simulacrum is one such spell.
Resurrection is kind of the classic. It specifically lists a diamond worth 1,000 GP, which the spell consumes.
True Resurrection, but yeah.
Fair enough.
Well, no,
I
that's
thought
Resurrection.
it was. I thought it was if it was a component it was used. If it was a focus, it didn't get used up.
Here's the trick. So, we're getting into the rules lawyering now. Is everyone ready?
Uh-oh. Go ahead.
If it's a material component that does not have a cost, it can be replaced with a focus. If it's a material component with a cost, It cannot be replaced by the focus, but is not necessarily consumed. Those that will be consumed are listed with the cost, and then it specifically says the spell consumes them in the listing.
Okay. Totally fair. We will go with rules as written. In that case, so you are casting Identify on the lantern first.
Yes.
Okay. So the lantern's a little weird. Okay. Trying to figure out how to explain this. So it's a unique spell, more or less, that it casts when it's used. Right?
Mm-hmm.
So it's basically like Wish meets Alter Reality.
That's not good.
But it's like a wild magic type surge when you use it.
Whoa.
It doesn't take direction because of the nature of the wish spell that was used and the nature of the soul that's powering the item, basically.
Yeah, it's true. You've never in your life seen a Rakshasa that listened when anybody else talked.
Yeah. So basically what it's doing is the moment you open it and activate it, it is literally reaching into your subconscious, finding a core desire, and making it a reality, no matter what the consequences are. Which is why Jimmy went home.
Took a trip.
He just didn't realize what home was.
Yeah. You write this down.
Another big cravat. Crab apple.
Crab apple. Caveat.
Yeah. No, I like cravat.
I had to help out the audience at home. That's a bit of a leap.
Cravat. One big stipulation here is it is on a timer after you use it. It will not reactivate again for another 5 rounds.
Ah. Interesting.
It is not a charged item, though. You may use it at your leisure.
You can. This monkey had infinite fingers on its paws. What you're telling me here.
Pretty much. Yes. So yeah, it's a weird item.
Jimmy, you wished a crazy thing into existence.
I kind of
I
figured.
don't think your spell worked the way you think it did.
I also don't think that anymore. I actually fired the thing off while you guys were out to the shops.
Oh no. You didn't. You're okay? I mean, obviously you're okay. I mean, you're here. I'll hand this thing back to him. I don't want to touch it ever again.
Jimmy hangs it on the belt and he says, I am here. For a little while I was not here. Then under his breath he says, actually for a little while I was home.
Do we have to roll perception to hear what he said under his breath?
Now you can hear it. I didn't say that quiet.
Okay. Huh. Hmm.
Did I ever tell you where I was from, Ratt?
No. I know you're not from here.
A little place out in the material called Cairn. When we left, Draken and I are from the same plane. The place was in the middle of getting hit with a shard of the negative energy plane.
Oh, that's not good.
Yeah, one of the goddesses brought it down, apparently. Anyways, after that happened, all the gods left and they closed off the crystal sphere. So,
Wait a minute.
ideally, when I say I was home for a little while, You know, that's not really supposed to happen.
So Jimmy and Draken are from the same plane.
Are you asking this in
Alright,
character?
Yeah, we're
Okay.
both from Cairn.
I
Even
assume
though
so.
when when Draken left, he went to the city of Brass. Right? Is
When-
the city of Brass still on the same plane? Like,
City of Brass
No,
is
no,
in the
no.
plane of fire.
Yeah.
so
Draken just keeps an apartment in the plane of fire because
when he went back there, he wasn't going home. He was going to a place that he was comfortable in
his
because he didn't have the option of going back to where he originally was from.
Well, I mean, it depends on your home. I had a house there,
Yeah.
so technically I was going home. Now,
I thought it was
home can be many places. For instance, home can be where the heart is. Home can just be in backpack.
So
It's
he's
all-
not saying that's where your origin is.
Oh
That,
god, no,
like-
my origin was on Cairn.
yeah. I thought it was implied to be like a safe house that Draken keeps in places.
Yeah, I mean, I
Right.
understand. I'm just trying to figure out how this big, shiny, dragon-ish person, and then this guy, are,
They're from the same place.
yeah.
As we walk along, Jimmy just goes, "We had Dragonborn in Cairn. We're not that much of a backwater."
Okay. Writes notes. Yep. Okay.
Just a little bit of one.
Alright, fair enough.
So yeah, when you were looking it over there, did you see
Mhm.
any way for it to go wrong exactly?
A lot of them.
Apart from the obvious.
Isn't that enough?
Just be careful of what you're thinking when you turn it on.
Oh, now you're really scaring me. Jimmy, make sure the shutter's all the way down. Nice and
Really,
notched
more
at the
like,
bottom.
really more like what Jimmy's strongest desire at the moment is.
Yeah, and I suppose it's like a subconscious desire too, so you don't really even have control over it.
Yeah, because like I'm sure Jimmy
like-
wasn't like really thinking about Cairn when he activated the lantern. Probably just thinking about like, I wonder what this shit does.
No,
Yeah.
It's like that compass that shows you the direction of the thing that you most want or whatever.
That's why I said it's a core desire.
Cool.
Yeah, it's not even something that you can really control.
If you
much.
put it on your character sheet, one of those.
So, Bryn, were you making your way back to find the group at this point?
In a rendezvous on the street somewhere.
Yeah, she is going to be standing around like near the outside of the Split Tail Casino,
Okay.
though not in her true form.
Okay. No, that's fine. Okay. In that case, the rest of the gang. Did I? No, I didn't. You guys are still looking at Tavarius's play. Here, we'll do this just for now. So the rest of the gang here, you are basically standing at this point, kind of in the street outside Tavarius's place.
We've
Flabbergasted.
been walking, I think.
So walking as you go.
Yeah, walking cast.
What was the other thing you wanted identified?
Draken had a dagger. If I can take a look at that real quick while we're walking too.
Sure. What dagger was it?
It was the shadow touch dagger we yanked out of the body.
Out
All
of
that time
Slynai.
1,000,000 years ago.
God.
Yes.
Well, no, it wouldn't be the one out of Slynai. It would have been the one out of Echo?
Yeah. The one out
Yeah.
of Slynai exploded.
Yeah.
The one out of Echo, like way, way back.
Yeah.
Yes.
Episode 2?
Oh my God.
I have been carrying this whole time.
Episode 2 of Sigil Confidential.
Let me look at my notes. Hang on. Dear God. You would pull that out now.
Actually, I pulled it out during the fight. Draken is a dragon that hoards random
Treasures.
crap.
Yes. This is a treasure, trust me.
Do you have any idea how many random things I have?
So
I have every item you've given me and what other party members have given me.
So this isn't anything too crazy. It's what's called a Dagger of Shadows. It does require an attunement. It's +1 attack, +1 damage. But as an action, you can actually, if you're attuned, give yourself a +2 bonus to your AC at the start of your next turn.
That's pretty good, actually.
Yeah, it's not a bad weapon. The one thing that makes it unique, though, is there is a sigil on it that if you're not attuned to it and try to use it, there is a % chance that it may blow up in your hand.
Alright. Dagger of Shadows. Let's change that.
Been holding on to that puppy for a long time. Jeez.
Mhm.
Dude, I have the Hand of Glory from
Scott.
Granny Green.
Granny
Oh my
Green.
god.
That was a cool item. You've never used it.
No, we
Actually-
totally used that. We got out of trouble with that thing.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah,
That's
that
true.
was like right before we stepped onto the plane of shadow in the Halloween episode.
That's true. Yeah,
You
that's
lit that
true.
thing up because the headquarters was being ambushed. Then we went
I
down into the
did.
sewers and met Nilios, and yeah.
God, you
I think
I
we
have-
actually got a couple of uses out of that. One in the arc where we acquired it. One in the second to last arc in Cairn, the original Stapleton investigations, and then once here.
Granny Green Tongue. Wow.
I like to imagine that the bag of holding is just Draken's hoard. He's stocking up for his, his transition into midlife as a Dragonborn.
Midlife crisis.
Now, eventually, you're supposed to settle down and start piling your hoard places.
Why do I feel like Draken's endgame is acquiring true polymorph
Ugh,
and turning into a full dragon?
a dragonborn
That's not
going
permanent anymore. They eroded that out.
Did they really?
I looked into that, not gonna lie. I did think about that when he becomes high enough level.
Yeah. There is still the spell of permanency.
Mhm.
But before we go completely off the rails here, talking about what a Dragonborn's midlife crisis looks like and how it's actually very similar to most average male midlife crises here in the real world, acquiring toys.
Trying to become an immortal dragon.
Looks at crippling dice addiction.
Sports cars,
Oh my god.
Giant rifles.
Giant right. Oh God! Let's stop before this becomes personal.
You think he's compensating for something?
He's short. Leave him alone.
I breathe fire. I'm not compensating for anything.
So before we get too crazy,
Yes.
are you guys still heading towards the split tail?
Yes.
Okay. In that case, let's do this. Let's go to the split tail.
Haha.
I believe I might need to turn some vision on for you guys. Maybe. Can you see?
It's working for me.
Yeah,
We're
I can see.
obviously outside, so we can't see in perfectly, but
But you can see.
yeah.
Yeah.
But I do need. I gotta fix you. Hang on. You hang in there for just a second. Is2, my friend. I have
Token's
to fix
getting
you.
flipped.
Where is the new one? There it is.
It makes scallywags smaller.
Alright. Oh my gosh,
Nope.
Is2, you're so big.
Large.
Still big. Why are you so big? Okay, there we go.
I guess players can't resize tokens other people generated. Can you shrink Scallywag down to tiny size for me?
Yes. If it'll let me.
I hope so.
Wow. Hang on.
It wouldn't let me either, so maybe it's actually just not working.
It didn't let me there. Let me see here. I don't need notes. We don't need vision for Scallywag, do we?
No, probably not. He stays on the shoulder most of the time.
Okay. Advanced. Set dimensions. Say. There.
Hey, perfect.
Okay. Everyone can see. Ratt, I am going to. Let me see if I can give you control over Ristur for now, if that's all right.
Yeah.
And I'll let you kind of handle that
Okay.
for now. There you go. He should have access to his character sheet and token now. I think.
I don't see
Oh.
it yet.
Nope, one more thing. There
There
you
it
go.
is.
All right. We're good to go. We are
Functioning.
we are hardcore professionals here. So,
We've had a long rest, right?
At some point.
I don't think
Okay.
we've taken one
Reset.
since last session, have we?
The last
since
long
our
rest.
last combat, though.
Oh yeah, since the last combat, definitely, because we rested in
In
Arcadia.
Yeah.
We did, and then yeah. So yeah. Let me just reset this
Yeah, you're good.
for reset.
So,
Okay.
the cobbled path that leads up to where this is has been very well maintained. There is actual plant life, although closer inspection reveals that it's not real.
Mm.
It's an illusion.
At least they're trying.
They're trying. It turns into a kind of like a graveled out pathway, opening up around a very large glowing fountain that appears to be pouring a strange golden colored liquid. It is still translucent like water, but tinted in a gold color. Beyond it, you see the massive pillars and marble stairs that lead up into this onyx and obsidian structure. Within, you can just hear music and cavorting and lots of chatter. Bryn, are you visible? Will they see you and recognize you?
Visible, yes. Recognize her, no.
Okay. In that case, there just is a strange person standing in front of. I will let you describe what you look like.
Yes. Well, there is a bone white tiefling standing by the fountain. All of this woman's extremities are very pointy looking, and all of their spines, horns, claws, etc., near the tip fade to sort of a pinky color, and all over their body just looks like the impression of bones, almost like a skeleton, and then their tail, very bony and ends in a scorpion like tip with solid black eyes. And she looks Jimmy's way, and yeah, is looking at the group expectantly because, like, they're not close enough for, her to be able to interact. That's how she looks.
The posts. Yes.
Is that? Oh, okay. I didn't scroll.
Yes, one must scroll. Bit spooky, really.
Yeah, out of character, the effect is supposed to be like an Ossiluth tiefling or a Bone Devil tiefling.
There you go. Very nice. I do like the image. You guys at home can see it. Very tough. Very cool looking.
I figured it would be appropriate given what we're about to enter.
Very.
Okay. Strolling up. Jimmy's never met a stranger a day in his life.
And I tap the side of my sunglasses and activate my gem of true seeing. Activate true sight 120 feet for 10 minutes.
Does true sight affect changelings since it is a physical change?
They truly look like that.
That's what I thought.
I'm just gonna stroll right up along with Jimmy because apparently I'm not scared of anything.
No, not in your new
Actually-
It
clothes.
says perceive the original form of a shape changer or a creature that is transformed by magic.
No,
But it's
true
not
sight
magic.
would work, except in this case because you do not have innate true sight. The sunglasses of true seeing is a magical form of, like,
Oh,
a
yeah,
divination spell.
it's true.
You can't tell.
So it would not work. Yeah. But that's fair.
It's fine. It's
You
still
will
useful
immediately
looking at
notice.
devils.
You will immediately notice that at the base of all the fake plants is razor vine.
Oh,
The structure ahead of you is not actually as grandiose as it appeared. In fact, it's worn, chipped. It looks like it's actually made of brimstone rather than onyx, marble, and obsidian.
yeah, this place is not what it appears to be.
No. In fact,
It's heavily
mingled
enchanted.
into the walls as you get closer, into the brimstone walls, into the cracks, you can actually see trapped petitioners and the occasional lemurs actually moving in and out of cracks and crevices in the walls.
Did you say lemurs?
Yes.
Not
Like
yeah,
the
no.
animal? Like
No.
the animal?
no lemurs.
Even if it were the animals, I'd advise against going and chasing them in the trees. There's razor vine all over the ground, and
Lemurs.
that would be hurtful. And I didn't bring a lot of healing explosions.
So you see fancy looking Istu start to look around for any like animals in the area, just like trying to be casual about it, but like I've not seen a cat anywhere. Isn't that weird?
This is devil territory. You're probably not going to.
Here, Master Miss, I will post this in our Discord for you.
Cats usually have a better sense than that.
God.
This is a lemur.
Ugh, gross.
One of the lowest forms of life on that hell.
Ew.
The lowest. They are the lowest rung of the ladder, and that's actually what Tavarius promoted up from.
Yes. A good change for Tavarius, don't you think?
He's a little more stylish. He's
come a long
dapper
way.
now, at least.
And wealthy.
Yes.
So yes, ahead of you lies the Split Tail Casino.
The Split Tail Casino. So we're playing this little game, the Ghost and I.
All right.
She's going to take out that copper before you even have the chance to say anything and flip it to you.
I catch a copper. Goes in the shirt pocket up front.
Do me a favor.
Yes.
Make a d20 roll. I'm going to
A
give you a
D20
1 in 20 chance of flubbing it.
Oh, you sure I can't make a sleight of hand roll?
No, just for tits and shiggles.
All right, here we go.
There you go. You go up, and catch it.
So, 1 copper.
1 copper. You can add that
In
to
the
your
pocket.
inventory.
Sure. It's only fair. I might need every one of them before this is over.
It is a casino and you are a rogue.
True facts. Fortunately, I am not so foolish as to try and gamble here. Devils run this place.
I'm sure it's fine. So, everybody making their way towards the entrance?
Well, we got to do introductions first.
Okay. Yeah, go ahead.
Got to keep up the facade.
Of course.
Jimmy stops. He doffs his cap. He says, "A friend of the Ghost is a friend of mine. I do assume you're who we were waiting for.
I am.
All right. Do you have a name to go along with that tale?"
Tibia.
Tibia. All right. Jimmy looks around at the crew.
Love it.
Everybody, this is Tibia, sent by the Ghost. Useful in a scrap, I assume.
Useful enough, yeah.
Okay. Well, let's go try to not get into trouble.
You get the information you need?
Jimmy sighs. He goes, I got information. I have a bomb strapped to my leg, apparently. Looks down at the lantern. But the stuff I need, no.
Well, I guess you got a problem to talk about later.
Yes. No doubt about it. Well, we got problems to talk about now as well. So, everybody, we're going in to have a meeting. You can lose money. Try not to win too much money, otherwise they might get mad. Coming, Draken?
Or just not gambling, period.
All right. So don't go too far there, Ristur.
Odds are always in favor of the house, and you're gambling with devils.
Mm-hmm.
Just so I can describe what you see as you all go in. First off,
Okay.
in the center there is a golden statue, at least for most of you, where Istu just stood.
Mm-hmm.
The statue is actually of an Adonis-looking like devil, just stacked and ripped. The guy must have been based on an incubus of some sort, because even the straight males in your group are looking at it going, wow, I feel uncomfortable. However, it is grabbing a mermaid by either end of the fin at the end of its tail and tearing it in half, making a very twisted and violent mockery of the Starbucks logo.
Yes, of course.
Oh.
From inside, I know you. I don't have royalty-free music for it, so I'm gonna post this into our private Discord here for the players.
Oh,
We'll
private
get the
music.
casino tunes rolling. All right.
just for you guys. Here you go, guys. You can get this.
How do I get rid of toxic relationships?
And the thematic of the video is actually very suitable because there is a band on stage here. It is a band of bearded devils with an Arine performing a very sweat-inducing dance as it goes. Here you go.
Hey, there we go.
For those of you following along at home, it is the BFG Division OST Doom soundtrack.
Uh-oh. When the Doom music kicks in.
When the Doom music kicks in.
I think the only person here properly outfitted for that tune would be Ratt.
So yeah, just to give you kind of a feel of what you're walking into, all around you, bright red, bloody red carpets. You've got card tables, dice tables, roulette wheels. The place is just swarming with devils. Bone devils, pit fiends as pit bosses, spined devils, bearded devils. Every devil you can imagine is in this place, and they are everywhere. The place is completely dark, aside from candle lights and just smelly sulfuric braziers here and there that do give off a faint bit of light. Probably due to the fact that most of what you're seeing here is devils and devilkin of some sort or another.
Guess they brought a little slice of home with them. They got bouncers up front.
You can see them on either side. The chain devils. They are watching you closely as you come in, and it is not a friendly glare. It does appear that the spine devils are running the tables around you. You can see them. As I said, you've got the pit fiends as pit bosses.
Alright then, so we're just gonna make an attempt to step into the space itself.
Okay. Nobody stops you.
Perfect. So the real question, if we were here for pleasure, I'm sure we could just sit down and start losing our money immediately.
Among other things.
Yes. But we're here for business. So, you don't want to bother the wrong devil in situations like this.
Not recommended, no.
So it begs the question, where's the cashier's table?
That's a good question.
I have a follow-up to that,
Mhm.
slightly unrelated.
Mhm.
So, one of the languages that I chose to take is Abyssal. But I've heard recently that speaking Abyssal, unless you're a specific type of race, could drive you insane. According to the lore for it. Is that wrong?
It depends. Like, I wouldn't say it would drive you insane. If you understand the language, that means that you've studied it enough to understand it and speak it.
Okay.
Also, probably wouldn't be relevant here because Abyssal is a language of demons and we're dealing with devils.
Yeah. That's what I was about to say. What you're looking for, I believe, is infernal.
Undercommon or, yeah, infernal.
Infernal. Speaking Abyssal here might get you into a good fight, though.
Yeah.
Yes.
I wasn't asking for that reason at all.
So from the entrance, looking around, obviously there's a lot of gambling tables. Does anybody seem to be running a cashier's table? Like, is this a reception desk up here in the corner?
Where at? Where are you looking?
It's in the top right. I'm pinging it.
Oh, okay. That does appear to be some form of reception desk, though nobody is standing there presently.
Well, surely they've got a money changer. Everybody, like, they're playing with chips at the table, right? What are they playing with?
Are you going to look?
Yes, I'd like to look and see what people are playing with at the or devils are playing with at the table. Are there only devils in this place? Are we the only not devils?
You're
no,
the
it's
only
soul
not
coins, isn't
devils.
Is
It's
this like
soul
that
coins.
scene in the Western when you
Shit.
walk in and like everybody stops and stares at you? Because my song just ended.
Yeah, pretty
I feel
much.
like everything just went quiet and everyone's staring at us right now.
That would be accurate. Yeah, they are playing with soul coins.
Oh,
Yeah,
fuck.
each one of us is good for about 1 chip in this place.
Oh no,
Oh, shoot.
you guys are valuable.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but you gotta haggle for that. You gotta say, oh yeah, but my soul, I think I can stack that against 20 of yours. You know,
That's at least a 10 chip.
that's at least a 10.
At least a 10 chip.
Jimmy notes what's going on over there, and he says, yeah, no, I'm just gonna find the desk.
Yeah, so what you're saying is these games are too expensive.
What do you even stand to win, really? I mean, what's a soul worth to the likes of us?
That could be worth a lot. So you guys are making your way to the reception desk there.
Yes, and as I approach, Jimmy kind of spies some form of devil in the back room.
All right. So,
Ooh, what would be the devilish version of the little service bell on the desk?
it looks like a standard, just little ding ding bell, like you might be used to.
Just
I'd
ring
raise-
it loudly and obnoxiously.
No.
The
Unle-
whole place
unless-
stopped and stared at us.
Unless
We still need
Istu
to ring
does
the bell?
that, that's not getting done. Does Istu do that? Because that would be funny.
Of course not. I just laugh at the memery of it.
I give it a double tap, just like ding ding.
I point at the sign next to it that says "Don't ring the bell."
So yeah, but then they put the bell there. There's mixed messages I'm getting.
Yeah, safer just to ring it. I mean, really,
All right.
it's not
So-
like they hate that. It's fine.
So you ring it, and this spined devil kind of flaps around. And for those of you unfamiliar with a spined devil, they're pretty imposing. It's small as far as devils go, but their entire body and their tail just bristles with these like large, intimidating looking spines. It flaps around and kind of grips the edge of the desk. You can hear its can you spend some channel points to buy you some chips?
Conversion rate from channel points into souls is probably pretty high.
It's pretty high, yeah. Rerolls are available though for the momentums if you want. Thank you, Debbie. It's good to see you. So you can not feel, but you can hear its claws kind of gripping the edge of the counter. It's just kind of scraping them back and forth along as it looks at you, licking its chops. Spines bristling on its back and its tail, wings kind of folding and unfolding as it's looking at you hungrily. Yes? Have you come to submit for some fun?
Oh, if only. I think that, despite all appearances, I probably would have more fun out at the tables than what I'm actually here for. No, I've got a business meeting with Scratch.
Scratch. You.
Yeah. Jimmy raises his hands. I know, you'd hardly believe it.
Oh, you're adorable. Are you sure?
Jimmy widens his smile a little bit, and then he says, I don't know if you really keep an appointment book here. Just give it a scan up and down and see if there's an entry for Jimmy.
I tell you what. He takes out this long, nasty-looking quill from the desk there by the book, dips it in this coagulated-looking red substance, pushes the book towards you and says, "Here, why don't you just sign your name?"
Bren is
Jimmy
going-
doesn't even look down. He says, no, I know these tricks. I know everybody keeps a soul contract on top of the book just in case that works.
Oh, see, now you're making this absolutely no fun.
You cut out at absolutely.
Absolutely no fun.
But seriously, I really do have an appointment. I'm not looking forward to it, but I got one.
Oh, you're not going to look forward to this at all. I tell you what. Go sit. Play some games. I'll see if Scratch wants to see you.
That's about the best I can hope for. I appreciate it.
So, with that, the devil, the spined devil here, flaps away back into the back room.
Jimmy looks back over at the casino. Yeah, not a fan. It's not inviting exactly.
It's a casino. All your dreams could come true.
Yeah, I've got another thing that makes my dreams come true exact same way.
Approaching the ice devil.
Now, just walking out here into the middle space and looking at all the tables.
Okay. You do have a lot of eyes on you, I'm not gonna lie. None of them are terribly friendly.
I would be more concerned if they were.
I'm gonna walk over to this roulette table
Okay.
and put a platinum down on red.
Alright. So you put a platinum down on red. Another spined devil comes, flaps up, looks at that platinum.
What?
And looks
It's
at
currency.
you. Says that you'll need to cash your currency in for actual coin, sir.
All right. What's the exchange rate on platinum to soul coin?
We don't want your platinum.
Oh,
He meant the
Oh.
other currency.
what are we playing with here?
Well, nothing terribly valuable. Tell you what, I'll make you a deal. I'll let you go one time for free. One free spin. You lay down a bet. If you win, I'll give you a soul coin.
Nah, I don't feel like playing anymore.
What?
Pick up my platinum. We're going over here.
Spooked them off.
No thanks. I thought we were playing for money. You guys aren't any fun.
What, Rat? You're not interested in the games no more?
Well, I thought we were playing for money.
Oh.
These
The
guys are
ghost
playing for
associate.
keeps.
is shooting daggers at Ratt right now.
Shooting devil eyes.
Shooting daggers.
Well, you know how they tell you can't take it with you?
I'm gonna be here for a lot longer than you guys are.
No, I'm just saying they play for things they can take with them.
Oh,
There is a sense of permanency there, yes.
Mm-hmm. Now, platinum, that's not going through the eye of a needle. Somebody else's soul, though. That's going to work just fine.
yeah, I suppose that's kind of delicious.
Yeah, but it is 11. Before we get too far into being seduced into casino games by devils, shall we take a quick break?
We certainly can. Yeah. Well, we'll take a real quick break, and we will be right back with more from the Split Tail Casino. We'll see if we can't talk these guys into playing some games. Stay tuned. You don't want to miss that. And we're back. Dun dun dun. So, hello to Bulbathulu. Thank you for joining us.
Oh.
We are back. We were making our way through the Split Tail Casino. Ratt almost got enticed to play some roulette.
Yeah, these guys want to play for not money though, and that's not fun.
You have a soul. I mean, you
I
could bet
do, but I'm using it right now, so no.
Well, if you change your mind, the table's right there. Anybody else want
I know where to go when I'm done with it.
Anybody else want to try a game?
Well, I got a question for you.
What's that?
Is anybody else here actually playing?
There are a lot of devils playing.
For them, it's probably like just a normal casino, considering soul coins are just their currency.
Exactly.
So, if we're too much the focus of everyone's attention, this won't really work. But, if you're trying to get a little reconnaissance done, you want to saunter up to a table where somebody else is playing. Just kind of stand within earshot.
Well, the devils that are on the map right now, consider them employees.
Yeah.
Imagine that there are twice that number of lesser devils running around.
Ah, gotcha. Double the devils.
The ones that you can see. Basically, if a fight were to break out right now, these are the ones that would come after you. The rest of them would not engage in combat.
Oh, okay. But there's still a devil on all of these empty spaces because
Yeah, there's a
casino
lot of other
and
devils here.
standing room only. Oh. Okay.
I would like to eavesdrop on devils.
Okay. So,
Are we still within that 10 minutes of walking in the door?
oh yeah,
Okay.
easily. So, eavesdropping, you're going to hear a lot of scheming, plotting, malicious humor, perverse humor. A lot of it's aimed in your direction.
Oh,
A lot of
that's
them,
just what you ask for when you come up here.
a lot of them don't care that you're listening.
Mhm.
Some of them are belligerently saying things to where they know you can all hear them. Offensive things about your physical characteristics, your bedroom prowess, your honesty, your appetites, you know, the usual.
I imagine at least some of them are true.
Many of them are actually true. In fact, more than once you've heard your entire names mentioned.
Yeah.
A couple times, maybe even your parents' names.
See, that is unlikely. Unless they've got some very, very strange intel sources.
They are devils.
They are devils. I mean, I guess plenty of people had died in Cairn
Oh yeah,
that would have known my family.
before the apocalypse even.
Mm-hmm. That was a long, long time ago, though, by Jimmy standards. By Devil's standards, really not so much.
Not so bad.
Alright, do I pick up any vibes? Obviously, I've already got some valuable intel, which is that, yeah, we've been recognized. We are a known quantity amongst even the lesser devils.
You've been recognized. Many of them are looking at you as a money pot, so to speak. You're potentially like 6 free soul coins.
Oh. They don't even care about the 1,000,000 gold. I guess they wouldn't really care about the 1,000,000 gold. Tavarius is something of an outlier by those standards.
Tavarius realized that comfort comes from gold.
Yes.
And that he's small enough to go without notice. So, we'll say some time passes.
Yes.
After a while, you're approached by two pit fiends in very smart suits. Very well groomed. One of them smokes a cigar. They approach you. Kind of stand there a second, glowering over you.
I smile broadly up at them and tip my hat.
You got an appointment with the boss.
That was my understanding, yeah.
Hope you brought what he was looking for.
Nothing but my own sorry hide.
Yeah, don't care. So, yeah. See if I can catch these two here. Alright, yeah. So, yeah, follow us. And they start leading you through the casino.
Sure. If it's a trap, we'll just have to fight 3 pit fiends, that's all.
You know, if I move too far here.
I'm with you.
So they move and get on either side of this doorway and kind of usher you in. There you go. Nice knowing you.
Don't worry, you'll see me walk back out.
Yeah, we'll see.
Ah, there he is.
So yeah. Inside is a small boardroom. Large fireplace that is not currently burning. You see Scratch sitting at the head of the table. Another one of those barbed devils actually sitting with a large pile of parchment, and another one of those nasty quills wearing spectacles and what appears to be a beehive wig.
In another life, this sort of scene feels real familiar. Out of character.
Scratch stands up, kind of adjusts his suit, his hat. Yeah. Go on, have a seat.
Oh, don't mind if I do.
I wasn't asking. He sits down.
He's oddly polite for a pit fiend that doesn't think very much of me. Guess it's just his style.
Does everybody sit down, or?
I do sit. I sit exactly where I've put the token there at the table, midway up the side.
Likewise.
Okay. Rat, what about you?
Yeah.
One open chair there.
Bumps Ristur over to sit closest to Scratch.
Yeah, you sit over there, buddy. Nice knowing you.
I will. Down if possible. If not, then I guess I stand.
All right. So you guys can see in there, all right, right? There's some light
Yeah,
coming off
yeah.
the fireplace. That
Yeah.
sparks
Oh, yeah.
to life as you sit. Sorry about that.
It's okay.
Woo. All right, so the fire bursts to life, illuminates the room. You can see what appears to be a young dragon head mounted on the wall. Its eyes follow you strangely. It has gold scales. There you go. Scratch says, so begins the first meeting between myself, Scratch of the Split Tail Casino, and these miscreants representing What's the new name of your business there, Jimmy?
Well, I was just in the middle of trying to take it underground when this whole business cropped up, so doesn't really have one yet.
So we'll just call you Stapleton.
That'll be fine.
Works for me. Write that down. The Barb Devil starts scribbling furiously.
The man himself is long gone. I'm sure he won't mind us using the name a little longer.
Yeah, we'll talk about that. Anyway. So. Let's talk.
Yes, let's. You've got some of my people, and apparently I've got the skills to retrieve something you want.
Yeah. You remember the people that I have?
Got my lovely secretary, and my lawyer, which is a bit of a shame, really, when it comes to contract negotiations.
Yeah. Yeah, he's been a real pain in the ass.
I can only hope so.
So,
You've also, I believe, got my landlord.
that wormy little bit, yeah. Yeah. He might survive this. We'll see.
Jimmy
So-
takes a moment, he swallows, he says, he'd best survive this.
We gotta work up to the threats, Jimmy. It's too early in negotiation.
I suppose you have a point there.
Right now, you guys have nothing to stand on. There's nothing
You want me to
stopping
pull
me.
the trick with the bags again?
There's nothing stopping me from shutting that door and killing all of you.
Maybe a few more things than you think, but I don't know. I don't really want to risk it.
Funny thing about this room, Jimmy. You ever heard the term anti-magic?
Oh, yes, yes. I'm not a huge fan of magic myself.
Yeah. Yeah, this whole room. It's shielded.
Mm-hmm. I'd expect nothing less.
So now that that's out of the bag, I don't have to worry about any weird surprises.
Just the usual ones.
Yeah, just
If I can't surprise you with words, really, I'm not doing my job.
I'm concerned.
Surprise me with words. So, I got
I'm
something you
actually
want.
quite concerned.
You got
Rick
something.
quietly begins checking his artifacts.
No, I mean, okay, so
He's really worried, you can tell.
all of my infusions and stuffs, and like my bag of holding combat vest, which is full of enough stuff to level this plane, is magical, and I think if that effect were to end, then
The pocket dimension that your bag of holding opens into does not just go away. Only the portal will close.
oh, okay, all right. So cool. It's just stuck in my vest then for now.
When you leave this room and you exit the anti-magic field,
Then
It'll
then
reconnect.
it's a pocket. Cool. Because otherwise,
there would be artifacts blowing up right now.
yeah.
Oh
and
no, several artifact level magic items are attached to my hip, one
Yeah.
side and the other.
That would be bad.
Yeah, this place would be leveled.
So Jimmy, you got something I want. When are you gonna bring it to me?
Jimmy crosses his hands in front of him. He says, Scratch, I believe we had this particular conversation when last we spoke. I'm not a mind reader, and even if I was, we're sitting in an anti-magic field. You're gonna have to tell me what you want if you want me to bring it to you.
Well, Jimmy, you killed a god.
Yep.
And you got the attention of the inevitables.
I regretted it, but yeah.
You survived the end of a world.
I would actually give credit to this guy down here, but I did come through it alive, mostly.
And you've survived Sigil with substantial losses.
Jimmy shrugs. He says, "Seems like that happens to everybody here."
No, just you.
Damn.
So you really don't know what I want?
Do I have guesses? Sure, but just between you and me, it gives the game away if you start revealing things you're guessing to the guy you're guessing about. I'd rather you just tell me.
So do any of the rest of you want to chime in here and save us all some trouble? I don't know if my boys told you, I'm not terribly patient.
Well, you were interested in the sword. So you want to go somewhere. When you want to go somewhere, you can pretty much go anywhere, would be my guess. So it has to be somewhere you can't get easily.
Well, for all the navigation in the plains that I do, getting out beyond them isn't my specialty. Turns out there's a big power play to be made out there. Something that I need. Something big. That sword and that map will get me there.
Now,
Here I was thinking you wanted a heist. You just want the sword off my hip
Well, it's
and a
just-
map?
Just the beginning, Jimmy. I need a ship.
Oh, well that I do not have in my pocket.
Well, that's where you come in, big guy. See, I can't be sending my boys down to the docks to go steal a ship. Looks bad for business. Pisses the lady off. She doesn't like me getting that involved with local politics, as it were. Rather not get mazed, you know?
Oh, that I know well.
So you're gonna nab this ship for me. You're gonna park it in a pre-disclosed location. Hand over the sword and the map. You and your friends walk out of here scot-free. No more ties, no obligations, no more trouble from us whatsoever. You know, unless you bring it yourselves.
Alright.
It's a good deal. Suggest you take it.
It's not bad. It's not bad. Like it a lot better if I got to check in on some of the people you're holding before I take you up on the offer.
Yeah, see, you've been reading too many pulp novels. You're just gonna have to take my word for it. Look, they're alive. I ain't got no need to kill them. Ain't gonna do me no good to kill them. Jimmy, I thrive on sin. Dead people don't do much of that, you know?
Oh, hey, I try to keep my hand in.
Well, I got a war to feed. You get me? And these little piss ants that I stole from you, with the exception of the food dog, they ain't gonna do no good in that war. Trust me. None of them are fighters.
I would like to make an insight check against Scratch,
Alright?
if you don't mind.
Don't
I
mind.
think he might be selling me on a retirement plan.
That's more of a second career for someone in your line of work. But, so what I like to read, we've heard it implied that he is in exile. And the terms and conditions of that we understand to be a little bit in flux. You know, if he was completely cut off from everybody on his plane, he probably wouldn't still be a pit fiend for one thing.
Possible.
But, you know, I want to try and get a feel for the edges of the case here. Is he playing it straight? Is he actually interested in getting souls to feed the Blood War? Is that what he's doing here? Or is this just kind of like a line of patter he does to keep a cover up?
So as you're focusing in to do this, before we dive into that,
Yes.
since this isn't a magical effect, let's get everyone real quick to do a wisdom saving throw before we start making rolls.
Yeah. Oof. No, wait, why'd you roll 2?
One of those is Ristur. The second one was Ristur.
Oh, okay, I see.
All
I
right,
got you.
that's fair.
I don't know why I didn't. Oh, 'cause I didn't change my name.
Wow, Jimmy.
That's not how that's supposed to work.
Can I do something for Ristur?
Does reliable talent affect saving throws?
No, it's just skills.
Can I
I
do
think it's
something?
anything you have proficiency in, right?
No,
Can
it's
I do
either.
something for Ristur?
What do you want to do for Ristur?
Force
I'm not sure
reroll.
that's gonna work super
Oops.
well.
What was
No,
that?
that's not.
That's a sword.
I didn't. I misclicked.
It's okay.
Well, it says you exert limited control over the flow of time, and if someone makes a saving throw, I can force them to re-roll it.
You skipped a word.
Magically.
Magically?
This isn't
Yeah.
magical.
Oh, the zone.
This is just the fear aura of being in the presence of a pit fiend.
Oh yeah, but Istu's counter trick here is magical and therefore wouldn't
Yeah,
work.
yeah.
So
Yeah, I tried. He shook.
no, it's you're all shook. It's a DC 21 save, so
Yeah, I did not hit 21, even with the stuff working properly on the sheet.
so
I barely could hit 21.
that's all right. This is a pit fiend. It's supposed to be scary.
Yeah.
I will say this. So you're basically all frightened. You're locked in a room with a pit fiend and a spine devil
And
in
I
an
can tell
anti-magic field. There's two
And I
more
can
pit fiends
tell.
outside. So I mean, you guys are shook basically at this point. So the way we're gonna handle that is any rolls that we make at this point will be at a disadvantage.
That seems fair in a social situation like this.
Nothing too crazy. Unless you guys really push this, it shouldn't turn into combat.
No, that would be bad.
That would be really bad for you guys.
Yeah.
Like, we made it out of a
I-
hit squad. This ain't a hit squad.
I couldn't turn this into combat if I wanted to.
His magic's busted.
Oh, I mean, I can turn anything into a combat situation.
Yeah,
Well,
Draken's
just
got the
won't
social
be.
skills.
I could punch things, I guess, but my accelerator is in my vest, and my hand cannon is also in my vest.
Alright, so-
Speaking on a side note, before I forget, I would have liked to, at some point or another, over the last couple of days, while resting, randomly grab stuff from the bag of holding and just like think of things to see if that happened.
Yeah.
I see if there was anything hiding in there I didn't know about. Basically.
That would take some rolling.
Well, no, I would honestly. I assume I just give you like a list and be like, these are the things I thought of. You can be like, nah, none of it was in there.
All right. We can work on that.
Yeah, I
alright,
just
so
had the thought that Keon might have actually kept something in there.
that would have been funny.
So, go ahead with the knowledge that you're rolling a disadvantage.
Yes. I would like to make 2 rolls then.
Okay, go ahead.
One of the insight. Here's the insight.
Okay.
17.
17. Still very solid.
The next, a performance in order to not allow my fear to show on my face. That's
Fair.
bad for negotiations.
13.
That something is busted because I have reliable talent. For performance, 20 should be the minimum I'm capable of rolling. My sheet is not accurately allowing reliable talent to come across.
1d5 plus 5 plus 5. 1d20 plus 5 plus 5. So 11 would be the lowest you could roll according to the stat listed.
No. Reliable talent.
No, I'm saying it's on the dice roll that's listed. If you hover over it.
Yeah, the first one looks like it's doing it right because it's got that complicated bracket set up there where it's 1d20, 0d20 plus 10.
Yeah, that must be missing something.
Yeah, the disadvantaged roll is not automatically applying reliable talent, but I think in the rules, reliable talent does not go away if you're disadvantaged.
No, he can't roll lower than a 10, so that...
So those should be a 17 and a 20.
17 and 20, okay. Fair enough, we'll go with that. I don't.
It's so
mind
weird,
that
that's
at all.
never broken before.
I blame global warming.
Makes sense.
Totally global warming's fault. Alright, so, see how many bonus with that? Yeah, okay. Just add it in manually. Okay. The +3 bonus. So yeah, he kind of sees through your performance.
True, but I still have to put it on.
Yeah, you're doing a stoic effort. Your party members probably don't notice. And of course, they're dealing with their own problems.
Yes.
I will say that, insight-wise, you don't see any reason why he's not telling the truth.
Yes.
Hey, Noble Blue Cat, good to see you again.
Right. On the understanding that I should be reasonably afraid right now, and a reasonable amount of fear in this situation is much fear. Jimmy's actually going to try to focus on details rather than gain points in this kind of verbal battle like he usually does.
Okay.
So he's gonna go, alright. Who's got a ship? What sort of ship do you even get for something like this?
Well, funny you should ask. We had one roll in not too long ago. Ironically. A derelict. Just came in out of the ether, the blue, the weirdness, what do they call it? The phlegm. No, the phlogium. I don't know.
Phlegm? I think
Sure.
you're thinking phlegm.
Phlegm works great. Anyway, it came sailing out of there. Not a living soul on board.
Oh, that's not even theft. That's just salvage.
Well, it's already been claimed by the
Oh,
court.
no.
Anyway, the ship's called the Whispering Gale.
Now, here we reach a very important point. Did we ever hear the name of the Whispering Gale in Cairn? I think not.
You did interact with the evils.
We did.
But I don't know.
we
I don't
exactly
think you didn't have any
converse.
social situations with them.
No,
No.
the only...
And they never mentioned the Whispering Gale.
Yeah, I was gonna say I don't think they would have.
Yeah, the only time we could possibly have gained that information, I think Stapleton himself knew that the zoo was coming for us and warned us in advance.
This is true. I don't even think Stapleton would have known the full depth and scope of that story because it was something they played kind of close to the chest.
Yeah. So,
Could I roll a history to see if somebody in like some bar somewhere might have talked and I might have overheard?
I will
like
give you
a story.
I will give you now. We're gonna do this differently
like, there might have been
because
some mercenary on like the other side of that event.
roll me a D100
Oh, that's fun.
because this is beyond obscure knowledge. Yeah, no, you haven't heard of it. If you'd have rolled a 100, I'd have given it to you. But this is beyond obscure.
Well, maybe you know, I could have heard somebody talking in some bar sometime.
Probably not
Half in
with
my
this
cups.
one. And I say that because as our players who go back to the Whispering Gale know, this is pretty unique.
It's an unusual ship, and
Okay, so this thing has existed before in the storyline.
Yes.
yes, way
Never
back,
mind.
Way back.
way back in the olden times.
The olden times.
Got it.
So yes, the Whispering Gale sailed into port. A derelict ship, not a living soul aboard, no cargo. Nice. No damage either.
Mm-hmm.
They brought it into tow, docked it, have been cleaning it up and trying to figure out where it came from. So this Whispering Gale is going to be a perfect ship. It's got no owner, aside from the port now. It seems to be in good working order. If you can secure it for me, without my name being attached to whatever actions you go through to do so, I can use that lovely sword and map to get to what I need, and we're all happy.
Jimmy tilts his head. Well, I don't know about happy. I might at least be satisfied and alive.
Alive's pretty good, Jimmy.
I'm learning more and more. It's really not so bad.
You know, we could fix that mortality problem you got, by the way.
What, take the soul out, put it back in?
You don't need it anyway.
I think I'm a hang on to it.
Change your mind. You know, we got a lot of tables.
Yeah. But I got a question for you, Scratch, before I go set to work on this little job for you. Of all the mortals that have ever walked in the door over there and sat down at one of these tables, how many have walked out still having their soul?
Well, you know, you'd be surprised. Say what you will about us. We're honorable folk. We ain't demons. We ain't tearing things away from people. We're honest.
Oh, I've no doubt, but you are in the business of collecting souls, and
Yeah.
I figure you've got quite a lot of practice at it. I just wanted to know if anybody had ever gotten the better of you.
No. But take my word for it. And even from your experience with me, Jimmy, and the rest of your crew, I never done you wrong. I never lied to you. I never done anything underhand to you, whatever. I've been very upfront about every aspect of our dealings. I've treated your people with kindness, even the ones that are in my possession. They have been fed, watered, housed, and protected. So, maybe don't look a gift horse in the mouth.
Jimmy makes to stand up, and he says, No, I won't dispute any of that. Used to run with a real similar mob. Not of your
Caliber?
high distinction, but they had their honor, you know. We're at a different place in my life. Maybe I would have fallen in with you lot and been quite comfortable.
It's always an option, Jimmy.
Oh, it's been far too long, and I've walked far too strange a road for all that. But we'll go find your ship. Just park it out back when we're done.
Secure the ship. Bring it to the center of the spire. Think you can do that?
Does Jimmy know where the center of the spire is? He's not really familiar with the shipping areas of Sigil.
He may not. There's probably somebody in your group who does.
Yeah, I figure
Bryn.
at least one.
I feel like Bryn.
I feel like Bren too.
Jimmy's just gonna assume that this is something he can pretend to do. And he'll say, alright. We'll be there. Ship and sword and map.
Good.
You need a signal, or you put a watcher on us?
Oh, I'll know.
I bet you will.
Oh, I will.
And with that, it is time to get the hell out of here.
Oh, feel free to take a couple rounds on the tables on your ways out. Drinks around the house.
I've lost enough for the day, I think.
Best of luck to you, Jimmy.
And you know what? I think you do mean that.
Oh, I do.
And then out we go.
Alright.
As I get outside of the fear aura, I say to the pit fiends, see what I tell you.
Well, I mean, technically they have them too, but...
They haven't turned them on me yet.
Draken decided to stay.
Well, it's so comfortable here. It's nice and warm.
He's gonna live in the... There he goes.
Yeah, we getting out. Goodbye.
Having a hard time moving my character, not gonna lie.
Yeah, you're good.
Patting
I have no mouse at the moment.
Oof. Laptop.
Yeah. Yep.
Ouch.
I don't know where the mouse went, so right now it is just the laptop.
So, I will say this. You will be able to leave unhindered.
Good.
From the split tail. Unless somebody wants to pick a fight on the way out or do some gambling.
Not just yet.
So yeah, you'll be able to exit no problem. Which will put you back out in the street. Unmolested completely.
Very good, very good.
But that will also bring us to the midnight rendezvous point. Do you want to call it? Do you want to keep going? It's up to you guys.
I do think the ghost associate will look at Jimmy real quick and be like, report back to the boss. You want her to come meet you at headquarters?
Jimmy's rubbing his head and just kind of glad to be out of there now. And he says, "Oh yeah. Let her know to swing by. We got a big mess to untangle."
Yeah, you do.
I think that might be sufficient to call it a session.
All
Yeah.
right. Excellent. I feel like we got some good ground covered.
We did. We finally made it out here to the casino.
Finally made it to this, and didn't get into a fight in the casino.
No fights, no souls lost. At least none of ours.
I will point out, like, I had the encounter built and ready just in case.
I see them tokens.
That is quite too many tokens.
It put some tokens back. Yeah.
If you gave me 500 gold and a day's prep, I could take them.
When all is said and done, we may just test that for fun.
Yes, that would be funny. No, so now that we're kind of in the out of session space, I'll just say that I was planning a very silly combat build around the stuff that we kind of suggested to you about the lantern. And I'll just tell you what it is, because I don't want to just sneak busted stuff on you.
All good.
True sight doesn't see through obscuring things. It only sees through illusions and
That's true.
deceptions.
That's true.
So if I had something to generate obscuring, like, say, just a vest covered in smoke grenades that I pull the pin on all at once, I could use the rogue blind sense that I've got to essentially always have advantage against creatures that literally can't see me.
It's true. It's true. It's
That,
a 5e
alongside-
valid tactic.
It is. That, alongside being able to generate magical darkness with black jammers and having an artifact weapon and 2-weapon fighting and a very high AC, as long as I can keep popping smoke grenades, I think I'm almost untouchable. Like, they got to start getting smart, right? They got to start laying out AoE effects, and I'm still a rogue anyways, so I have evasion.
Evasion, yeah.
So it's really tricky for most enemies.
Rogue is one of the ones that they broke with 5e.
Yeah,
And
rogue is
and
pretty busted.
And if anything goes really bad, I have a portal gun with a 90-foot range.
Yeah, we were talking about that too. That's just making it even more busted. Just have your artificer teleport your rogue around.
Oh yeah. Well, you guys are
Bloop, bloop.
ninth
We're pretty
level?
high level, like 14.
We're 14, yeah.
Oh, 14. Well, yes.
We're as
we
busted
are
as we should be.
crazy
I
I
good
guess.
was
level.
I was thinking of the
this is-
Cairn
this-
party.
This is as broke as characters get.
Well, I mean, also to keep in mind and to be fair, how long this technically this at least the core element of this party has been going.
Yeah.
It- both-
It's been a really long campaign.
yeah. Like
2.5 years.
2.5 years this party has been going. Technically it's altered and changed, I think, but it's just Draken and Jimmy are the only original like OG remaining.
Yeah. The only two that have been there from the very, very first
The day
session.
ones.
Yeah, but still it's still the same party, so yeah, being level 14 is pretty understandable at this point. You've been through it. This party has been through it.
We've been through the shit. It's just I wanted to tell you that because, you know, together as a group, we've not actually gotten 5e characters to this level
Yeah.
ever. Like, I've never had a 5e character that made it from 1 to 14.
No.
Not many
either.
do. I would be willing to say, at least not without it being like in one campaign, like
Yeah.
How
Tomb of Annihilation or something like that.
the book, the Tyranny of the Dragon Queen, to get to this level is actually 2 separate adventures, and
Yeah.
this is Wizards of the Coast actually had to put out 2 different books you combine to get this high.
Yeah, so, well, I think we're all going to discover here as we stumble into these big combats that you make and we fight, you know, like piles of pit fiends. We're going to get to see firsthand what people mean when they say, man, 5e's so busted.
Yeah.
Everybody's so overpowered.
Although
I can fly at will.
with a little creativity, I think
Oh.
I still managed to throw you guys some curveballs here and there.
Oh, definitely. Like, you teleported me to the middle of the Blight and said, okay, here, you have some Shadow Divers. What you going to do about that?
But that was just meant to be scary more than anything.
Yes.
But like the Aboleth,
Yeah, that was a fun fight.
yeah, it felt challenging, which was
Yes,
my
and-
goal for that.
And I think this would also be a fun fight, and as like a mechanical combat test, it would be really interesting to run it.
Yeah, I would say the odds would not be in your favor.
I don't think they would be, but, you know, having been able to gather the intel here, kind of knowing the range that I'd be up against,
Yeah.
it's manageable.
The squishier members of your party would suffer.
Yes.
Yeah. Bryn would.
Yeah, Bren would. Draken would probably get wrecked pretty hard. Is
You'd
probably.
think, but I'd be willing to give it a shot.
Yeah. No, I'm thinking of like, not only the fact there's multiple pit fiends, but like the barbed devils, for instance, have that they hurl spikes at you. So there's a lot of like ranged attacks going on all at once. So they don't have to, you know, like I'm fair about how many things can surround you and attack you at once, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, ranged attackers that can fly can shoot down on you, shoot through. You know, it gets crazy. So you're at some point if you look at how many are in there, at some point you're just getting hammered by multiple large groups.
Exactly. Eventually, the damage dice coming against you, you start to count them by the tens.
Yeah. And eventually those, even with the higher AC, just the odds are going to stack against you with that many incoming attacks. You know,
Exactly.
like I could throw 50 kobolds at you with ranged weapons, and it's going to start hurting eventually.
Yeah, those blow darts are going to do some damage in time. But that's why I was thinking that the trick for this sort of thing is to start generating an obscuring cloud of fog really fast.
I have seen that tactic.
It's a solid one.
Yeah. Obscuring, because obscuring does cover more than invisibility and all that, especially against... I think I recently watched a video on how to defeat Vecna based on the stats that they made.
I saw that one too.
Yeah, that was like one of the big tactics was obscuring.
Mm-hmm.
So
yes, it's very powerful. It's kind of like a little strange element that is not commonly used in the rules, but is very easy to use in a campaign.
Yeah. Like I said, down the road, soon, I hope, I am going to try and run you guys, anybody who wants to, through the expedition to the Barrier Peaks.
Yeah, the classic.
And I really think I want to try and just let you guys have a crack at first edition D&D, just to see what it was like.
Yeah, I'd be excited about that.
It would be fun. It'd take a minute to kind of catch, I think, some of the rule nuances. It's a lot less forgiving, but...
Oh yeah, we'll have plenty of time to learn the rules. Sometime around our 4th character, we'll probably pick up the hang of things.
Oh yeah, well, you know me, I'm not terribly bloodthirsty when it comes to killing characters either.
Yeah, but Expedition to the Barrier Peak is, though.
It's a rough one. It's a rough one, but it's really fun.
Yes, it'd be a blast.
But yeah, definitely stay tuned for that. But anyway, let me let all you wonderful, wonderful viewers go and let my wonderful players go get some rest. We will be back next week with World of Cairn.
Knights of the Round Table.
Knights of the Round Table. We've finished up another chapter of that. If you're interested in world building and kind of what happens behind the scenes and to see how we craft this homebrew world that we're playing in and the homebrew world that even touches into this campaign, as you're starting to see if you've been following, it's a really good chance to kind of get that bird's eye view. I think we have a fairly unique principle of how we do this, since the players are actively taking a creative role in the world building process as well. I think it'd be worth seeing.
Yeah, it's a great deal of fun from the player side, I can tell you, because it's interesting to see what's, for me, definitely improv slowly captured and the good bits being kept as source material. That's quite fun.
Oh yeah, I love it. But don't miss it. It will be fun. We are going to implement a whole bunch of new little treats for the campaign setting after this next session. So yeah, definitely tune in and have a look at that. And we will see you then. Have a good night.
Good night, everyone.
Good night.
Good night.